What's going on, fellas? All right. So, no, I'm not going for the no shave November. I've just been lazy lately, so that's why I haven't shaved yet. I want to clear up this misunderstanding today that a lot of guys have, and I've heard this over and over again from my friends. I've heard this over and over again from my coworkers and other married men who always say that if something doesn't go something doesn't go the way they wanted it to turn out, they'll always just say that, oh, I just married, or I just dated the wrong one. I just haven't found the right one. And I mean, females talk about it all the time. If you end up telling your stories to somebody, to some women and I highly encourage you not to do that. Don't ever tell your sad stories, share your thoughts to women. They don't care, they don't feel you, they don't understand you. They're just going to waste your time. Always what they're going to say is, "Oh, you just haven't found the right one. The right one just hasn't come along." And I hear this, I've seen this in plenty of comment sections on YouTube, where guys are just there talking about, oh yeah, she's not the right one, or dump her, this, that, and the other. Not fully red pill aware men, though. Men who are completely fully red pill aware, we don't talk that nonsense. We know what's really out there, and we know what we're fighting against, what we're dealing with. But there aren't a lot of us, unfortunately, which is why guys like me and other red pill content creators are constantly having to make videos like this, and we love doing what we do so that we can wake up more and more men, which is why we tell you guys to share these videos. Not only does it help the YouTube algorithm find our videos and put in front of other people, but it also helps your friends who you're sharing it with, or your family members, or whatever. Anyways, so I don't want to let me backtrack a little bit. Every time I talk about women do this, or talk about women's hypergamy and this, that, and the other, women's nature. Let me backtrack again. Losing my chain of thoughts here. Every time I talk about women doing certain things, they're cheating on their boyfriend, they're stepping out on them, being promiscuous, being attention thoughts on Instagram or social medias, I always say most women. Pretty much in all my videos, I always mention most women. I never said all women. But what I do say is women's nature is within all women. Hypergamist. Women's hypergamous nature. Their emotionalness. Them being emotional, dramatic, chaotic. This is within all women. What do I mean by chaotic? Let me elaborate a little bit more on that. Women just can't have steady relationships, steady things. They need that emotional up and down, and all women need it. All women need it. If they can't get it from their man, they're gonna go out, talk to their girlfriends behind their back, or behind somebody else's back about them to their girlfriends, and then they'll go to the next person and talk behind their back, and the list just goes on. So that chaos is kind of a life source for them. So women's nature is all across the board the same way. But what does tend to differ is how and how much they act upon on that nature. Some women completely show us their full women's nature that we talk about in these channels, their full hypergamous nature, their full chaotic nature. Other women are very good at controlling that and keeping it under check, under control. They're not as impulsive. So now you're in the search for that type of women, right? The women who are able to control it, the women who you want to be the mother of your kids, right? Those are the type of women you want. You don't want that one who is walking around like a Chinese parade, like how Coach Greg Adams, I can't even talk today, man. What's wrong with me? Like how Coach Greg Adams would say, more red flags than the Chinese parade, right? You don't want those type of women walking around like that with all those red flags in them. You want the ones that aren't as crazy, that aren't as damaged, that more or less have their stuff together and can control that impulsiveness that I just talked about. But is there one who not only controls her impulsiveness, not only controls her hypergamous nature, not only controls their chaotic behavior, but also doesn't show it or act upon it at all in her entire life. Is there a woman out like that? Because let's admit it, that's the woman all of us would want, right? Is there a woman out like that who is so morally pure and sexually attractive that any guy in this world would do anything to get her? Is there a woman out like this? Not any guy in this world. That a guy who's very red pilled aware and who knows women in and out, inside and out, would do anything to get this woman. Is there a woman out there like that? That's gonna make it, that's gonna make us break every single rule that we have in this red pill book that we'll start simping for. That she's just that unicorn. That we have never seen anybody like that walking in the planet of this, walking in the face of this planet. Is there? That's the one we call NAWALT, right, fellas? When we say not all women are like that, we're talking about a very, very, very significantly low amount of women. Maybe there is one like that. I damn well for sure don't know. I don't know of her. Do any of you guys know of somebody like that? Who's age 21, 22? She's at least an 8 in the look departments. 8 out of 10. She knows how to cook, how to clean. She is very feminine. She's looking to settle down with a high quality man who has his stuff together and start a family with him, who will never, who never had a relationship, who's a virgin. So who's completely 100% available, emotionally available to that person that she's going to marry to, who will never cheat on this person, who will never step out on him, who will never take him to the divorce court and bend him over and take half of his stuff and still make him pay child support even when he's not getting the custody of the children at all. Is there one out there like that, fellas? Maybe. If you really want to know my opinion, do you know what I'm going to tell you? No, there is not. What did I just list off so far, fellas? Oh, also, a woman who not only does she looks like an 8 out of 10, but also she continuously goes to work out in the gym and eats healthy and doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. Maybe she has done it occasionally here and there with her family. That's about it. Under her parents' supervision, when her parents got together and family members got together, but that's about it. Who didn't bar hop and club hop like that, and who has that discipline of eating healthy and working out and staying in shape. I'm gonna tell you, no, there is not one like that. Maybe you'll find somebody who has all these qualities, but she'll switch up on you. Maybe you'll find somebody who doesn't have all these qualities, but maybe check out most of them, and she won't switch up on you. Maybe you'll find somebody that doesn't have any of this quality who will switch up on you, or who might not switch up on you. But you will never find somebody who has every single quality you want in a woman and never switch up on you. Do you know why? The reason is simple. We have technological advancements in today's world. We have technology where she can now have the amount of options that was unimaginable at some point in the past. That's the amount of options she has in the palm of her hands and her cell phone. So if the tiniest thing goes wrong, she will look for a better option or another option. Why? Because it's easy to walk away and start over than it is to work your problems out. And we all know that as humans, we want easy, we want comfort, we don't want hard work. We don't want to go down the path that's rough. We want it easy. We want everything to be handed to us, which is why there's 95% or 90% of the world population is average or below average. I don't know what the poverty rate is, but I know the average rate is probably that high. Which is why we say this 10% of guys who make it being that rich. Now, yeah, granted, some of these guys were trust fund babies, but most of them worked their asses off. And that's just not an average human being. Average human beings just are not ready to work like that, to go after something that they really want in life. As long as they meet the minimum requirements of living comfortably, they're fine at that situation. They don't want to improve from that point on. So it's not just about women, it's about with anything. It's not just with relationships, it's with anything. We want easy. So women want the same exact thing. And another point I want to show you guys is that if you do want to go find this NAWALT, this person who is so beautifully sculptured and sculptured and scripted, that is the dream of your woman, right? What are you giving up to find this person? What is the opportunity cost you're paying? You're paying your valuable time, because we all know that this is a numbers game. You need to go out, put yourself out there, start meeting women, start talking to more and more women, and then start filtering women out. This requires time. For those of you who are in the field doing pickup, you know what I'm talking about. It requires tremendous amount of time. If you don't believe me, just go out and try it yourself. You'll see how quickly frustrated and exhausted you get, and how much time you end up wasting. It requires your money, because dating is not cheap. Even if you are a millionaire, the dates you're going to be going to, if you multiply that by 4 or 5, not 4 or 5, let's just multiply that by 10 times a month, which is a very low number for a millionaire guy. 10 girls is nothing for him to date. And each date is going to be at least 200, 300 bucks. So that's like $3 grand a month he's dropping. Maybe that's chump money to him, right? But for an average guy, let's say you're not a millionaire, let's say you're making 40, 50 grand a year, and you don't take her to that high class of a date, you end up spending 50 bucks a date. Multiply that by 10, that's 500 bucks a month. That's gonna bite you in the ass a lot more than that three grand to that millionaire. Why? Because you make a lot less. So it requires money. It requires patience. It requires your mental sanity. It takes your mental sanity away. Guys, you're gonna get rejected by like 100 girls, and then maybe you'll strike a gold. If you approach 200 girls, maybe you'll get results with 10 girls. That's it. Maybe. And that's a very high number. You'll probably sleep with 5 of them. 5 girls out of 200. Are you kidding me? You start losing your mental sanity. Then every girl you come across, you just automatically think that, oh, she's just like the same. She's just like the last one. So you automatically enter into the situation with a bad mindset, thinking to yourself that, oh, it's just going to be the same. So you're already giving off a negative energy. She's going to pick it up, and it's not going to work out for you. And you're going to be very bitter, very angry, not just with her, but with also your friends and family members around you, because you're frustrated. So even the tiniest thing is going to tick you off in your life. You're going to give up all of these things that you could have used to improve your lifestyle, to keep your mental peace, to meditate. You're giving up all of these. Your stress level is going up. What comes with stress? Estrogen. Now you can't even build a better body because you need low estrogen and high testosterone to build muscle. See what you're giving up to find this NAWALT? So you tell me now, is it worth it? I'm not going to answer that for you. Leave that in the comment box below. Is it worth it? Is that opportunity cost worth paying? Think about it, fellas, with the right head. Take care of your physical needs however you need to. Pay a hooker. Rub one off. Build like 2-girl rotation. And building rotation, that can be very tiring as well. Whatever it is, Start banging 4s and 5s and 6s, especially if you're not there where you want to be in your life yet. Because this testosterone, it's a blessing and a curse. It makes us want to have sex with everything that's walking around in front of us, especially when we're young. It's a curse. But if we can somehow meditate, and if we can override that will of reproduction, of reproducing, with the will of producing in our own life, that testosterone can be a blessing. Because that drive, oh baby, that drive is stronger than nothing else you can imagine, than anything else you can imagine. And that's a very challenging job to do. That's a very hard thing to do, which is why you need to keep watching Red Pill knowledge. You need to keep watching Red Pill videos, keep taking in this knowledge, so that you're armed and you're prepared and you have tools in your toolbox to use and navigate through this life, where nobody's out here wanting the best interest of men. Nobody's out here watching your back. So we have to watch our own back. We have to stay united. Otherwise, we're going to keep failing over and over and over again. This is a war, men versus women, pretty much. And maybe in 20 years, feminism will completely die. Maybe masculinity will completely die. Who knows? If we keep simping and we're not united, masculinity will completely die. And there will go the human race with it. Fellas, before you think of finding a NAWALT, just know that it's not the fact that she will do it to you. She will bend you over in the divorce court. She will cheat on you, this, that, and the other. But the fact that she can. And she can do it, and she can do it without any repercussion. She can get away with doing whatever she pleases. We can't. We still have to pay the price. If we cheat, she divorces us, we pay half of it. If she cheats, she divorces us, we pay half of it. So it's never a win-win for us. It's always a lose-lose. So how do we win? Is when we stop playing this game with them. And we only care, and not really care, we only entertain the women who really want to be around us, and not the ones who make us chase them just so they get that hit of attention, hit of validation from us. And those women are out there. I promise you, there's a lot more than you think. You just have to go find them. But before you do that, make sure your life is put together first. Otherwise, as I said, you're going to waste your valuable time, and you're going to pay all those opportunity costs that I just talked about. Fellas, I hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and just know that until these marriage laws are fixed, until feminism has gone away, until women are not being able to get away with doing whatever they want and please, there's no point of going out and finding this one. Because even if you do find this one, in the back of your head, especially after knowing Red Pill knowledge, you'll always know that this woman has the capability to destroy my life. Is that the gamble you want to gamble? Is that the hand you want to deal with for the rest of your life? Do you want to gamble every single day of your life? Is that the life you want to live? I know the answer for myself. You have to answer it for your own self. Leave the answers in the comment box below. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.